Guys, what's going on? Welcome to hashtag TNTJofi, tech news that Jerome Ortega finds interesting. I am your host, Jerome Ortega. Today is Tuesday, October 20th, 2:27 p.m. Yes, I'm quite late today. You know why I'm late today? Do you see what I have? Oops. Okay. Somebody just sent me a link on Twitter. You see what I have here in my hand? This is the iPhone 12 Pro. I'm just kidding, but it looks like it anyway. You wouldn't have figured it out. I could have just said that and you would have believed me anyway. Today we're going to go ahead and we are going to watch iPhone unboxing review videos. I have no idea if they've done like camera reviews or anything. I don't know what limitations there are when it comes to what they can talk about. I actually don't even know what videos to watch. So I just like went to YouTube, typed in iPhone 12, grabbed a few of the more popular YouTubers and said, okay, we'll watch these. So before I do, let me go ahead and say hi to everybody in the chat. Sorry, I'm like looking back and forth because I'm just trying to prep and make sure I got my shit ready. If you have any recommendations of a video that might be better than some of the ones I have here, let me know. I don't know how much we're going to watch of all of this because how many unboxings can you watch, right? How many iPhone 12 unboxings are really going to be worth watching? Let me take this off before we start watching actual videos. Let me say hi to everyone. I'm going to go through this shit real quick because I always end up spending too much time here. Manuel, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Falling Wickets is here as well. Sitting here watching iPhone reviews, waiting for FedEx to drop the AT. Nice. Very nice. Will, what's up? What up, fam? What's going on, Will? Javon, I see you too. Javon, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Brian's in here as well. What up, everyone? What up, Brian? What's going on? Sam Ayub. Hi, Jerome. Hi, Sam. How's it going? Six is in here as well, but on Twitch. Six, what's going on? Welcome. Thanks for watching me on Twitch. Thanks for watching me on Twitch. Pratyush, when's Jerome getting the pixels again? End of October, like the 30th, or on Halloween, somewhere around there. What's going on, Pratyush? Welcome. Baron of Gray Matter, Ed, how's it going? Howdy, campers. What's going on, Ed? How you doing? Gilio Jax is in here. It's been a minute, Gilio Jax. I see you've changed your avatar of someone dressed up in a Batman costume. Hi, Gilio Jax. Welcome. Adil Raza. Hi. What's going on, Adil? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. The Woo. What up, bro, Jackson? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday indeed. What's going on, The Woo? Nice to see you as always. Ruben's in here as well. What up, Jerome? What up, Phone Jerome fan? Ruben, how you doing, man? Welcome. Welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Uncanny Jerome in the house. What's up? No hat equals iPhone day. I know. Some days I felt like my hair was, well, this is kind of upstanding. Whatever. Can't do anything about it right now. Stefan Ganov, great intro. You mean the iPhone 12 Pro? Yeah. Thanks, Stefan. Thank you. Sam, Jerome, I see you've had a trim. No, this is about a week, maybe a week and a half. I get my hair cut now around every 3 weeks or so. But thank you for noticing. Thank you. LA Def in there. Thank you, The Woo. Thank you, The Woo. Renee Ritchie was a good one. Hey, I have that. I have that pulled up. We are going to watch the Renee Ritchie one for sure. Edgar Hernandez, what up, iPhone Jerome? Cloudy day in Chicago. Very cloudy. Very cold, too. I went for like a 5-mile walk today. And by the time I got home, it took forever to get my hands like toasty. It's still quite cold. Joe 5UE1. Josu 1. I was thinking of getting the iPhone 12 Pro, but after looking at some camera samples, I prefer the Pixel 5 still picks more. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. We're going to take a look. Peter McKinnon, great video on the iPhone 12. I know Peter McKinnon, not personally, but I've watched some of his videos. Like he's a videographer, right? I think. William Maya, yo. What up, William? What up? What's going on? So typically we talk about pixels. We've been doing a lot of Pixel 5 talk, Pixel 4a 5G talk, Pixel 4a talk, but it looks like people have been getting their hands on the iPhone 12. We are going to watch a couple videos. I really don't know how much of it we're going to watch. None of this shit is going to be monetized. Actually, it looks like YouTube is back to demonetizing all my videos. I've noticed the last week or so, they've just demonetized everything I've been doing, which is whatever. Whatever, YouTube. It's not going to stop me from doing this shit. So today, we're going to watch a couple videos. I'll pause in between here and there. I'll look at chat, see what you guys have to say. Actually, William saying underwhelmed by the 12 Pro pics, but that video is fire. The Renee Ritchie video, is that what you're saying? Or which one? But we're gonna get into it. We might as well get into it right now. So the first video I have here is from The Verge. It's funny when people talk about The Verge, they're like, well, they're Apple fanboys. I don't know if that's true or not. But hopefully you have a drink. I have a diet root beer. That's my drink for today. I'm fasting today. I'm not eating. So grab something to drink. Watch with me. We'll have a discussion. Let's begin. iPhone 12 Pro review. More shine from The Verge. We don't know how much we're going to watch, but let's get into it.
This is the iPhone 12 Pro. It is beautiful. I just like holding this thing.
At least the music doesn't sound porny. Yet.
This is also Apple's big 5G is here update to the iPhone, and it's been redesigned to match the hype. New design, new video capabilities, new Magsafe charging system, new processor.
How do you guys feel about that blue color? That blue color is not for me. I ordered the gold one. I mean, I like blue, but not that kind of shade of view or blue. Not that kind of shade of blue. It's not really for me.
And of course, 1 extra G, making it 5 Gs in total.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works. There are actually 4 new iPhone 12s, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 mini, this iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The little one and the big one are coming later, but we've got the 12 and the 12 Pro right now. And they're pretty similar. They've got the same basic design, very similar OLED displays, and the same processors and
Who ordered an iPhone 12? Anybody? Anybody but me? I mean, I have a 12 Pro coming. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I might get a 12 Pro Max, but anybody else? Anybody get an iPhone 12 over a 12 Pro? You know, maybe you didn't need a 12 Pro. I mean, a lot of these phones are very similar. Even the iPhone 12 mini is going to be a very similar phone to the 12. I think it's going to meet a lot of specs for most people.
5G capabilities. The Pro adds an extra telephoto camera lens, a Lidar sensor, a little more RAM, twice the base storage, and a shiny stainless steel frame. All that will cost you $999, around $200 more than a regular iPhone 12. Now, there are some of you who are going to spend the extra money because this is the shiny one. And I commend you, you're my people. But it's worth diving in to see if the extra money is worth it, especially since both phones have OLED displays this year. The differences are just much smaller this time. And because...
So I do like this flat design. I like it. I like it better than the rounded corners that I have on my iPhone 11 Pro, or rounded edges, or whatever you want to call it. But is it worth $1,000? I don't know if it's really worth $1,000. Even though my 11 Pro was my favorite phone for 2019, $1,000 is still a lot of money for a phone.
Because the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro are so similar, Dieter and I spent more time on different things in our reviews. I'm going to spend a lot of time focused on the cameras, and Dieter's going to go deep on 5G in his review of the iPhone 12. So watch this video and then check out that video for more on 5G.
The music's so much better on this one than the Pixel video.
The iPhone 12 and 12 Pro share the same fundamental new design, which is very squared off and very flat, like shockingly flat. Almost every other phone has a curved edge and an obvious border between the display and the frame, but the iPhone 12 all just feels like a single piece.
I like that. I like that flat kind of look. At least I do.
It reminds me a little of the iPhone 5, but more importantly, it looks and feels very different than any other modern phone. The squared off design also makes the phone feel more substantial than it is. It doesn't really look it, but it's thinner than an iPhone 11 Pro. I'll just warn you, the glossy stainless steel frame instantly picked up fingerprints. Even still, this is the first iPhone in a long time that I've been sad about putting into a case. It's just nice to look at. The front of the...
See, that's why you don't use cases. Come on. Naked crew, raw crew, right? Am I right? Am I the only one that doesn't use a case?
Phone is covered in what Apple calls ceramic shield. It's a hybrid of glass and ceramic, and Apple says all in all, the phone has 4 times better drop performance than the iPhone 11s. I drop my phone a lot, so I'm excited to see how this goes. On the back, it's the same glass as last year, but the new design also improves drop performance according to Apple. We'll have to see. One thing Apple...
I just want to cut in here, and this is another point that I've been making as well. So yes, $1,000 is a lot for a phone, $1,100, $1,200, whatever. But for a lot of people who are planning on keeping a phone for 3, 4, even 5 years, most people know that an iPhone is going to give you that. And for that money, it might be worth it for a lot of people, because that might be their phone now until 2025. That's crazy to think about. That people, I guess, for us, like tech nerds who have been owning every single phone that comes out, you know what I mean? It might not make as much sense, but for a lot of other people, this is going to be their phone for a while.
Would not tell me is how resistant the stainless steel frame is to nicks and scratches.
What up, Tony?
So I guess we'll find out.
What up, Sujo?
The OLED display is slightly larger than the iPhone 11 Pro at 6.1 inches, and the phone is slightly taller as a result.
What up, Deepak?
The display is otherwise basically the same as last year in terms of brightness and pixel density, which means it looks excellent. although it is still a 60 hertz refresh rate, which means it's falling behind almost every high-end Android phone and Apple's own iPad Pro.
So I was kind of disappointed about this. I really was hoping for a higher refresh rate, not because I need it or want it. I just wanted to see Apple's implementation of a higher refresh rate. I mean, I guess you could see that on the iPad Pro, right? They have the 120 hertz or whatever it is. Is that right? Or is that just the MacBooks that do it? Either way, I would have loved to see an implementation of what their higher refresh rate kind of thing would be on an iPhone. But maybe it's something that they're still working on. Maybe they skimped on it because they were doing this 5G kind of shit. I don't know. Paul Hendricks. Hi, Paul. How's it going, man? Anybody that I missed as well. Hello. We are watching iPhone 12 unboxings and reviews today. And I'll be going through chat here and there. So have fun.
The bezels and notch at the top are still the same size, which means eventually you just won't notice them.
Yeah, that's something that's bothered me too, is the notch. I don't care for it. I was hoping they were going to kind of do something different, but it looks like they haven't.
If you're an early adopter, you will notice that some apps need to be updated for this new screen size. Instagram is a little broken, as usual. But as usual, I'd expect those sorts of updates to come around pretty quickly. There are the familiar antenna gaps around the side of the phone, and of course, this little window, which is a millimeter wave antenna for ultra-wideband 5G on Verizon.
Oh,
a lot of you asked if covering this antenna would affect performance. Apple told us that it shouldn't, and there are other antennas on the phone that might be active at any given time as well, and that the company doesn't have any formal guidance on how to hold the phone. Seriously, we asked, that was the answer. You wouldn't know it by looking at it, but there's a new hardware feature on the back of the phone called Magsafe. That's Apple's new magnetic wireless charging and mount system, which, let's be honest, feels like step one.
This is interesting. Huh. You would have thought, I see that's ALXSSA, but I don't know if that's Alyssa or not, but Alexa, maybe. Either way, hello, welcome to the stream. This is interesting. Nobody's talked about the battery on the iPhone 12 or the 12 Pro. I mean, people have had the phone now for a bit, right? So at least test the battery for a day, I'm guessing.
One towards getting rid of the lightning port entirely.
Alyssa, I got you.
Here's what Magsafe can do. If the cord was longer, it would let you use a wireless charger while your phone battery's dying and you're lying on the couch or in bed, because the puck sticks to the phone. You see what I'm saying here? This was a thing wireless charging couldn't do, and Apple solved it with magnets. It is very clever, and we can all see where this is obviously going in the future. In addition to the magnets around...
Portless, that's what he's talking about. No more ports on the iPhone. Okay, so for yesterday, I was talking about Magsafe, and I'm like, I don't know shit about Magsafe. I don't really own any other like Apple products except an iPhone. And then Will was talking to me, and Will's like, no, it's like the magnetic part, like on a MacBook Pro, which is like, I got my first MacBook Pro in 2019 when I was working for this company. And it was the first time I ever used Mac OS, whatever, but I always noticed that it had that like magnetic thing to charge it. I didn't realize that was what MagSafe was. So I also didn't know, I thought you needed a case to use MagSafe, but you don't. You just attach it on, which is pretty clever. At least I think so. Anybody who ordered a 12 or a 12 Pro, did you order the MagSafe stuff? Sujo, are you still in here? Did you order the MagSafe stuff? Huh. And so that MagSafe will work on a Pixel 5? Is that what people were saying as well? A lot of questions.
Around the charging coil, there's also an additional alignment magnet at the bottom that holds things in place, like Apple's wallet accessory. It's neat, and there are already third-party chargers and car mounts and things being announced. If you use Apple's $39 Magsafe charger, you can get fast 15-watt charging, which is nice, but you'll need to bring your own 20-watt USB-C power adapter. So it's a pretty expensive proposition.
Thank you, Pratyush.
If you don't want to pay that much, you
queue.
can just use any regular Qi wireless charger for up to 7.5-watt charging. And Apple says third parties will be able to build approved MagSafe chargers
I didn't realize
in the future.
that, Ed.
So I hope there are some cheaper options soon. The actual Magsafe Charger is pretty big. It's way bigger than an Apple Watch charger, and it's definitely bigger than a Lightning plug. So it's not all terrific, but at least for now, the whole deal
that's a
is
great point,
optional
Ryu.
for now. One thing I'll note is that Apple claims taking cases on and off the phone is easier because of these magnets, and I have no idea what they're talking about. It seems just the same as ever with Apple's cases, and I'm hoping we see some cooler third-party cases in the future. I thought the iPhone 11 Pro cameras were terrific for a smartphone, and the iPhone 12 Pro is a solid step forward, but most of the improvements are fairly minor. The main camera has a very slightly faster lens than last year, which helps it in low light, and Apple's new Smart HDR3 processing seems to be a little smarter.
Okay, wait. So he's saying a minor improvement in the camera. How minor is minor? How minor are we talking
HDR3 processing
about?
seems to
Sorry, I'm just looking at the photos just to see. I'm wondering how much better this ultra wide camera is. Is this ultra wide camera going to compete with the Pixel 5? Because the Pixel 5's ultra wide looks pretty good, but the Pixel 5 won't have as wide of a camera as the iPhone 12 Pro or iPhone 12 series.
to be a little smarter. The noise reduction looks better than the iPhone 11, photos look less grainy, and there's a little more detail. The photos are also slightly more contrasty. Every year, Apple seems to be more willing to let highlights be highlights and shadows be shadows, which is a look I'm personally fond of. All the cameras on the phone can do night mode now, which is very nice to have, especially on the front camera, but don't expect any magic here. That main wide camera is by far the best camera.
He's going through the pictures so goddamn fast. And there's no comparison. It's just, I don't know. I can't wait to get my hands on these phones so I can do proper camera comparisons
on the phone, and it still takes by far the best night mode photos, so it's the one you should use most often. There are some other small but noticeable.
Okay, so iPhone 12 Pro, iPhone 11 Pro. I mean, they look pretty similar.
Improvements over the 11 Pro. The ultra wide lens distorts.
Okay, this is the ultra wide. I mean, God damn it, phone. Hold on, sorry. Let me put this.
A little less at the edges, and photos from the ultra wide and telephoto are a tad bit sharper and more detailed.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, these are such it seems like perfect lighting shots, so it makes it hard for me to really see any kind of this looks a little bit sharper, right? This is softer here, but we'll have to compare it to the Pixel 5. I mean, I'm going to compare it to the iPhone 11 Pro when I get it anyway, but
The 12 Pro also has a new Lidar sensor on the back, something we first saw on the iPad Pro. If you were deep into AR gimmicks, you're going to love the Lidar sensor. It makes AR gimmicks better than ever.
I like that he says AR gimmicks because I don't really care about AR stuff. I mean, it might have a place sometime in the future, and I'm glad they're probably working on things for AR, but I just don't have a real use for it right now. I thought this LiDAR thing was supposed to help with autofocusing. Manuel says the 11 Pro looks better. I looked and I was like, yeah, they look really comparable. Maybe the 11 Pro might even be better in some cases, but it's not enough for me I really need to test it out. Yeah, Deepak says subtle differences between the 11 and 12. I haven't really seen much of a difference, which is making me think, well, what's the point in spending $1,100 on the Pro Max? Is it going to be that much better, or is it going to be minor like what I'm seeing here? Chris says the bricks look better. Yeah, I don't really see much. I don't know. We'll see. All right.
But where I think most people will take advantage of the LiDAR sensor is in the camera, where it allows for way faster focusing in low light and allows for night mode portrait shots, which is something the Pixel 5 added this year as well. And in low light, the iPhone 12 Pro outperforms the 11 Pro.
This looks much better. This is overexposing more right here, but this looks hazy even. Like, yes, this is a warmer shot and maybe I like it because it's a little warmer, but this looks a little more detailed. It looks a little more focused. I think I'm right in that assessment. These greens might look a little too warm. This looks a little more natural, but then you can go right here too, because these shadows these shadows look better. It's kind of a trade-off in some aspects. Huh. Igor Pajkanovich became a YouTube member. Igor, thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you for being part of the Phone Jerome fam. I can't remember if you were or you weren't before, but I think you are. Or I think, no, I don't think you were. Anyway, Igor, if you want to be part of the private Discord, please send me a DM at, I was about to say finally fasting. Oh shit, I don't even think I changed my name. I think, no, it says Phone Jerome. Send me a DM at Phone Jerome. Please, YouTube members in the chat, please throw up some Nexus emoji for Igor. Welcome him to the Phone Jerome fam. If any of you are curious on how to be part of that Phone Jerome fam, all you got to do is click that blue button where it says join. All right, let's continue on.
In both regular and portrait modes. Images are in better focus with better details.
Wait. This looks sad right here. This doesn't look this unless they're trying to. Why would he? That doesn't look right at all. What was the previous picture? So they've toned down the warmness in the shot. This I maybe they're going for a more natural look. But this
Images
shot,
are in better focus.
This shot looks off. I mean, neither of them look that great, but this is all why would he? Okay, let me see what he says.
With better details. But that is the extent of the Lidar sensor's value right now. AR gimmicks and slightly better low light photos.
Slightly better low light photos though? Am I seeing that? Yeah, Javon says, I like the iPhone 11 Pro pics better, to be honest. Images are better in better focus, but the 12 is all blurred out. Yeah, what's up with that? What is going on? Did somebody like get the editing wrong? Apple stopped selling the 11 Pro for a reason, everyone. For a reason, everyone would be buying it because of this. Okay.
When you take photos in regular light, the camera focuses just like always.
That could be
LiDAR
true,
sensor
Chris.
isn't active. So if you don't find yourself taking a lot of portraits in the dark and you're not...
I just love that, I don't know what this guy's name is. I've seen him before. Isn't he the guy who owns The Verge? But it's funny how he's like, today I'm going to be focusing on the camera for the iPhone 12 Pro. Let's focus on the camera. You want to talk about 5G? You watch Dieter's video, but this video, we're going to talk about the camera. The camera. What kind of photos am I looking at here? I don't really have much to go off of. There's no actual like real talking about the comparison. I don't want to get upset. Let's watch.
Constantly placing virtual chairs around your room or whatever. I think the LiDAR sensor is mostly there so Apple and other people can figure out what to do with it. Compared to the Pixel 5 and my Note 20 Ultra, the iPhone 12 Pro delivers exactly what we've...
Wait. God damn it. This is a better shot. I mean, it's better than the Pixel 5 here even. This looks a little soft right here. This is just poo-poo.
iPhone 12 Pro.
Like this is a little too bright over here. This looks a little I really need the camera just to do it myself.
Delivers exactly what we've come to expect from Apple.
These are different, but they're still very good. I mean, this Note 20 Ultra is good as well.
Great photos in almost every case with balanced colors and great details.
See, this night shot on this iPhone 12, I like better than the Pixel 5. You see it starting to overexpose. It's just, again, maybe they toned it down between the Pixel 4 and the Pixel 5, but like this, you see how this is still a night shot, the sky here, this is starting to gray out. It's just not.
I still prefer the Pixel look ever so slightly, and
I'm the same way. I prefer the Pixel look more or less. I like the darker, deeper contrast kind of deals, especially when I edit photos. That's how it's going to end up being. But
I know there are people who love Samsung's crazy colors, but the iPhone 12 Pro slightly improves from the 11 Pro in most.
Yeah, they've definitely gone with a different, like you can notice the skin tone is a lot warmer on the 11 Pro versus the 12 Pro. But otherwise, I mean, both of these shots are pretty good.
Situations adds the ability to get usable shots in even harder edge cases. And when it comes to video, the iPhone is way ahead of the curve. So overall, it's still by far the most versatile and powerful camera you can get on a phone. We still have to test the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which has a much larger main camera sensor, but we're just gonna have to wait for that. Speaking of video, the other big new camera feature across the iPhone 12 line is the ability to create Dolby Vision HDR video. And yep, we're just gonna have to get super nerdy to talk about that. So HDR stands for high dynamic range. If you're familiar with HDR in photos, just set all of that aside in your brain. It means something very different in video. HDR in video basically means the brightest part of the image can get way brighter. You can see more detail in the bright parts of the image compared to SDR or standard dynamic range. And there are more colors. This is actually really easy to show on the iPhone. When you shoot video, it captures an HDR, and then when you swipe through your camera roll to play it back,
Terrence,
you can see the display
Note 20.
change modes and get brighter. That's HDR. Now, over the past few years, it's gotten pretty easy to watch HDR video. Almost every new TV and phone supports HDR, and most of the major streaming services offer movies and TV shows in HDR. But it's still been pretty hard to make and share HDR video yourself. You can do it. Samsung phones since the Galaxy S10 can shoot in a format called HDR10+, but it's buried in the settings, and I don't really think Samsung wants you to use it. If you're really motivated, there are workflows to get HDR video out of everything from a Sony RX100 on up, but none of it's easy. So the iPhone shooting HDR video by default out of the box is a big deal. Now, you'll notice that I've been saying HDR this whole time and not Dolby Vision, and that's because Dolby Vision is...
I just want him to play the goddamn... I want to watch the video. Like, I don't want an explanation from this guy. Is there, like, actual, like, video samples we can watch?
But to really test video on the iPhone 12 Pro, I brought in a pro.
That is high praise. I'll take it. Okay, so there are 3 things I noticed when shooting video with the iPhone 12 Pro. It has that same great level of detail we've come to expect from iPhone video. It has brighter footage at night, but it's also got light reflections for days. So the iPhone 12 Pro, it can shoot up to 4K at 60 frames per second and 1080p at 240 frames per second, just like the 11 Pro. And I was really impressed with the video capabilities on the 11 Pro last year. With the 12 Pro, well, it's no different. Like, it's actually kind of hard to tell the difference between footage from the...
There's just something different about this 12 Pro. Something different. Like, this still looks better. I don't know if it's because the shadows are pushed up a little bit.
11 and 12. I mean, sure, if you are putting them side by side and really looking for a difference, you'll find one. But otherwise, I mean, in perfect lighting conditions, the video's beautiful. Colors are still punchy, the details are crisp, and it can handle skin tones really well. Now, the 12's footage is the slightest bit warmer during the day, but where you'll actually start to see a real difference is at night. And that's because the 12 Pro has a wider aperture, and therefore it's just a bit brighter at night.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it here, but see, it's still, it looks a little, it's not, I mean, it's still great. It's just a little hazy.
And it does a nice job of smoothing blacks to combat noise. The main sensor is certainly the brightest, and once you switch over to the ultra wide, things get a bit darker. But more concerning is when shooting at night and using that main sensor, there are dots.
So this is something that you see, these dots that are here. I don't know what it is about videographers, but they love that shit. I mean, I don't know if this is what I'm gonna hear next, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but it's not like that doesn't. Is that what makes you a pro? Is that what makes it stand out? Are like little light reflections? I don't know.
For days. Look at all these dots. Any light coming directly into the lens, such as headlights from cars, casts a lot of light reflections onto the image, and it is quite distracting and certainly not ideal.
Not
now,
a
this
good
was
thing.
a problem
Thank
with
you.
footage from the iPhone 11 Pro, and that problem it just
that's
hasn't
crazy.
gone away. But overall, this camera system continues to be great. And when you're playing it back on a device that supports Dolby Vision video files, it looks incredibly colorful and punchy. I'm more excited to put the iPhone 12 Pro Max to the test though. I mean, Apple's really boasting this camera system. It's got a wider aperture, it's got a larger sensor, and it's gonna be using optical image stabilization. Those are things I am hella excited for. Plus, I really want
Hella excited, y'all. Hella excited.
to test it against the Note 20 Ultra because honestly, that video system with 8K was insane. Okay.
Just this review, y'all, is hella good. It's crazy, insane. Okay.
Back to Nilay.
All right, they let me do an entire HDR metadata explainer before I talked about 5G, so now I have to talk about 5G. 5G is fine. It's there. If you live in a 5G service area, it works. One thing 5G does let you do is make FaceTime calls in HD on cellular for the first time. So let's give Dieter a call and see what the rest of his 5G testing reviewed.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Pretty good. You look very, very sharp. Are you calling me on 5G?
That's horrible.
I can't do this shit. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I know where they're going at here. The 5G isn't. You guys have heard me say it time and time again. 5G is 5G. It's not ready for prime time. They keep hyping it up because corporations want people to spend money on these phones, and 5G is the next best thing since sliced bread. I don't really care about 5G. It isn't anywhere where it needs to be just yet. So we'll move on. The video wasn't bad. It was a decent review. I can only handle so much of people pretending like they really care. Will, with a $4.99 super chat, get your Pixel and cancel the iPhone and keep it moving, Jerome. Send me the $1,000 and I'll hold it for you. It's so funny because every day Will flip-flops between the Pixel and the iPhone and the Pixel and the iPhone. Will, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for the support as always. Thank you for helping offset costs. Thank you for showing some love. I appreciate it. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much for dropping by. We are going to move on to the next video though. I'll go through a couple chats in here. Matt, hi Matt. This review looks like an Apple keynote. Yeah, I had to move on. Jonathan, OST. The main reason I wouldn't buy an iPhone is the lack of 120 hertz or 90 hertz. Fair enough. Terrence says, yeah, the 5G ain't sugar honey iced tea, so I'm looking to upgrade on a need and 512 gigs. There you go. Starting some shit. Hella legit. Who uses Hella still? Who uses Hella? I mean, I guess that video does. The Verge is hella into trends in 2020. Marcus A. What's going on, Marcus A? How's it going, man? What up, Jerome? A long video today. Yeah. Let's move on. Guys. Will, again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and let's watch this video from MKQHQ called the iPhone 12 unboxing experience Magsafe demo.
What's up? I'm KBHD here, and this is the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro, the ones a lot of people have been waiting for, but also
that box does look a lot skinnier since they got rid of the charging brick. What else did they get rid of? Other stuff.
controversial ones a little bit because of this new unboxing experience, but you all know this was coming. Apple knew this was coming. Let's just get right into it. Also, by the way, by the time you see this video, I will have been using and testing these new iPhones for a couple
months. I've owned this iPhone 12 since 2012.
Of days now, so I'm into the review process. So definitely make sure you subscribe to be able to see that right away as soon as it comes out. And also, if you're under the shirt,
Okay,
smaller
okay.
iPhone box everybody's talking about that
move on.
also other iPhones will start shipping with. And we might as well get inside and see why it's smaller. Let's start with the iPhone 12 product red.
Yep,
for this
exactly,
one. And it really
Team
is
Bri,
pretty
exactly.
striking visually just to see a box that's like half the volume it normally is because it's half the height. And as you get inside, you can see the phone is right on top, face down. Footprint is basically the whole box with a little bit of padding.
It's
So I
kind of played
imagine
out
the
at
Pro
this
Max
point,
box
Miss
will have to be a
Callie.
little
But
bigger, and then maybe the mini box is even smaller. But we might as well get to that plastic peel. It's pretty simple this time. And
That
right
isn't
away,
red.
that
Yeah,
is
it
the
looks
product
pink.
red iPhone 12. Looking not
starting this.
actually that red, but I'll get into that in a second. But let's finish the unboxing. We do have
Yeah, what's up with that? Is there something different about this? Why is this looking pink and not red?
the cable here, USB-C to Lightning. The only other stuff in the box is the paperwork, which is all in this little half-sized pamphlets, the product red sheet, the SIM card removal tool, and a single sticker. So just one white sticker with the iPhones now. And that's it. No wall brick, no headphones, just
It
a
does.
phone and a cable in a box, basically. All right, let's take a look at the iPhone 12 Pro. Same exact size phone, so same exact size box, just all black now since the Pro phones are all with these dark themes. So the black box with blue accents for the Pacific Blue phone. But yeah, once you get inside, the phone's right up on the top, and the contents of the box are in fact the same. No special fancy colored stickers for the Pro or anything, and no product red sheet, obviously.
What up, Nick?
Just a phone and a cable.
What up,
and
Amin?
that's the unboxing for iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro. So the controversy, just to address it
What up,
right off the
Sean?
bat, is the no charging brick in the box. Apple's defense of it is it's an environmental benefit, meaning they won't have to ship all these
Meaning we get to save money while you still pay the same amount of money. We get to save money while you still pay the same amount. We make more profit. This has nothing to do with being more environmentally friendly. Yes, the impact in the environment is going to save X amount of trees, X amount of cars on the road, but this is not Apple's. That's not why they did that. They can use that as the narrative, as the spin on it. Yeah, we do it because we care about the environment. We care about you. That's why we still charge you $1,000 for the phone. We're not going to take any money off of it. Come on.
these chargers and materials that are just going to end up in landfills anyway because people already own charging bricks. Fair. But the thing is, the wall brick that they're talking about, that they've been shipping with the iPhone since the beginning of time,
Very nice,
everybody has
Jason.
already,
Very nice.
is the USB-A wall brick. And they're shipping a USB-C cable with the iPhone 12. The only people that have a USB-C wall brick are people who bought the iPhone 11. So most iPhone 12 buyers that only have the USB-A wall brick will have to also go out and buy a USB-C wall brick, which Apple will conveniently sell you. So you can see how that looks.
Fair enough.
Either way, this is my first look at the new iPhones in person, actually feeling them in the hand. And I got to say, I am definitely a fan of the updated like industrial design. They look and feel great to me, really solid, a little heavy actually. The boxy sides are everything I wanted as far as taking inspiration from.
Hold on. Wait, did he explain the red and why it looks that way? Or is it just the lighting, or is it really different than the other red? Because when I got my iPhone SE 2020, that was red. Is this different? Am I missing something?
The iPad Pro or even iPhone 4 or iPhone 5 eras of phones. Antenna lines near the corners, super tight tolerances, a flat screen, pretty minimal camera bump, but not zero. I think they would have looked even better with USB-C at the bottom, but you know, I guess we're never going to get that. But generally, the square sides make it, I think, more grippable. Like some people may find it a little bit sharp actually at first and a little less comfortable. But hey, people out here are putting cases on every phone, so I guess I shouldn't look too much into that. But I think it looks nice. It also happens to stand up on its own, so that's pretty sweet. What I will say though is the iPhone 12 Pro has the glossy stainless steel sides.
Did he though? Did he, Nick? Or was it one of those things where like, what's his face? Iron Man, Tony Stark. What's his name? Robert. I was about to say Robert De Niro. Robert Downey Jr. with his OnePlus phones. You really think he cares about his OnePlus phones? I mean, man, I know that MKBHD was a Google guy. I think, right? A Pixel guy. Yeah, I know his name is MKBHD. I kid around when I say MQQHQ. Yeah, he almost did drop it. I was gonna say.
And the iPhone 12 has the more matte aluminum sides, and I honestly prefer the aluminum sides.
What's up,
like
deformed?
the fingerprints you catch on stainless steel
That goddamn
don't look
handle
great.
name.
It's the same reason I don't want the stainless steel Apple Watch. I feel like it's just
What up, Jersey
a
Jerry
little
Bear?
bit neater.
What's going on?
It's also a little bit lighter. These phones are the exact same size, and I mean exactly the same, like cases that fit one fit the other. But the iPhone 12 Pro weighs 192 grams thanks to stainless steel and an extra camera. And the iPhone 12 weighs 162. Basically, I wish I could make like a hybrid between these two builds, because I also like the satin on the back of the Pro phones instead of this glossy back. And I also I feel like this isn't really red. Like Apple's actually notorious for always changing up colors, so you never quite know if one space gray is the same.
So it really is different. What? That's weird. I was saying that if I ended up getting in like an iPhone 12 mini, I would get the product red. But if it's going to look like this and not look like an actual like red, that's kind of disappointing. I was hoping for like the red that they've typically, given. The actual red, not whatever this is. They've actually taken a cue from Google and given a color that's not.
Same as another space gray. But the same thing also happens with product red. And this is the least red product red I've seen so far. From every angle, it looks much more
Product coral.
peach, like red, orange, or coral. But yeah,
there you go.
You know. A lot of people were wondering what the extra cutout is on the right side of that phone underneath the power button, since all the other buttons are on the other side. And that is just a cutout for the 5G antennas, because yes, all of these new iPhones have 5G, and that'll of course be examined in the full review. And other than that, I mean, you probably already recognize everything about these phones. It's still looking very much like an iPhone. Same notch up at the top.
The SE one
but
is
of course,
nice.
the much better looking OLED display on the iPhone 12 that essentially matches what we've seen on these Pro phones. So these two phones are, as expected, very close to each other in a lot of ways, likely on purpose. And I'll get to the price analysis in the full review video. But I wanted to dive into something a little more that's actually new with these, which is Magsafe.
Okay. He's gonna talk about Magsafe. I need a second because actually I need to pee. So TMI, maybe, but like if people ask where I'm at, please let them know. I'll be right back because we'll continue with Magsafe. If you have to leave, I get it. I people don't use, but like I gotta pee. So I'll be right back. Sorry. All right. Okay, Magsafe. Let's see what Magsafe's about. Sorry. Okay.
So all these new iPhones now have magnets in the back embedded in the wireless charging coil for compatible accessories. They're calling it Magsafe.
I dropped like
so
20
they're bringing
people.
the name back. And there is potential for a whole world of new Magsafe accessories that slap onto the back of the phone with magnets, right? Now, I don't know about you, but my first question when I saw this was, okay, that is going to depend entirely on how strong these magnets actually are. So now that we have it, how strong are they and what are they like to use? Well, what better way to visualize what's happening here than some good old-fashioned magnet
Fausto.
paper?
Thank you.
This is what happens when you put magnet paper up to an
Ronaldo,
old
what's going on, man?
iPhone 11.
Welcome.
There's nothing really here except down here at the bottom, which is actually just the speakers in the bottom of the phone. So when you put the magnet paper on an iPhone 12, boom, you can immediately see these concentric circles and then these lines straight down them for alignment. So anything that's going to work with MagSafe and slap onto the back of the phone and align itself has to line up with these. And I just happen to have some MagSafe accessories here as well. So the most important one, of course, being the Magsafe Charger, which is this thin little hockey puck attached to a wire with USB-C at the other end. It's not a super long cable, it's 3 feet, and the puck itself basically resembles like a giant Apple Watch charger. It's flat, it's metal on the outsides, it's white plastic on the inside, and it just slaps onto the back of the phone like this. It's actually pretty much precisely centered over the logo, so it's an easy spot to find, and it's firm. But obviously, since it's just a circle, it doesn't align with those other 3 lines underneath, so it can spin freely, which is kind of neat. And when you get it connected, I believe there's an NFC chip inside that tells the iPhone what accessory it is connected to and plays an animation on the screen accordingly. So when you connect just the MagSafe charger, you get just this little circular MagSafe charging animation, and it's charging at 15 watts. Cool. Then there's accessories like this MagSafe wallet that they showed. Boom, it has all the corresponding magnets inside to match up with the alignment of the iPhone. And when you connect it, it just kind of snaps onto the back in place. Again, somewhat firmly, but it's not super strong. And then it just plays the appropriate animation. So just to show you, it knows what accessory was attached. There's no extra settings or info on the phone, but it just knows. Then same here with this whole MagSafe case. It's a full case that has the magnetic coils inside, and you can see again those magnets super clear as day. And when you put it on the phone, the whole screen lights up because it knows a whole case is now on the phone. Now, just in case you're wondering, why would you need a whole MagSafe case? What's the point? So if you have the iPhone and the MagSafe case, you attach it, shows the animation, realizes the case is on, a specific blue animation, which is cool for the case. And now you can still attach that puck onto the back of the phone, and you're going to charge through MagSafe. So it's going through the case. So that's the benefit of the compatible case. And yet still, if you have this little wallet accessory and throw it on the back here of the case, it still recognizes through the case what accessory is happening. But if I try to charge through the wallet and the case, it actually still magnetizes, but it doesn't charge. So it seems like the limit to how many accessories, I mean, of course, the wallet is magnetically shielded because you don't want to have the cards inside get messed up. But even if you...
Do any of you use that kind of case? So like you guys know, right? I don't use cases on my phone. I'm always rocking a naked phone. But do you guys, I know a lot of you use cases, but do any of you actually use cases with like the wallet accessory in the back to hold cards or whatever? I don't know. I like to keep my shit separate still. I don't like adding shit to my phone, but that's me. Like you ever see like my mom, she has one of, well, no, she used to, one of the wallet things where you actually have to like open up it's just so much extra shit on your phone. I get it though. I guess it's like you have everything in one place, but I don't know. It's weird. Like just put your credit cards on your phone or whatever, right? Like in your digital wallet.
If you put a second thing on the back, I don't think that would be very efficient. So yeah, one layer of having a case on your phone and still using MagSafe, fine, that's good. But yeah,
so some of you guys
that's
do.
The limit too. So anyway, my take on MagSafe,
Alyssa does as well,
is it's kind of cool, but not quite as cool as I was hoping, mainly because of the strength of the magnets. It's a little loose. Now, we'll see if third-party accessory makers can use stronger magnets in their accessories to better attach to the iPhone. But I was imagining something like a car mount may be coming out where it's just holding it up with magnets. But if you go over a bump, like this magnet's not going to hold it up. So I'm curious how that goes with accessories you really want to stay attached. But even look at this. This is the wallet mount, which you'd really want to stay attached. But even with this wallet case, putting it in my pocket, it can easily.
I see what he's saying. So, I mean, yeah, it works and it's clever, but the magnet isn't as strong as he would like it to be. Is that what I'm getting out of that? Thank you, MKBHD. Let's move on. So I have this is a review from Renee Ritchie. So for anybody that's wondering, I haven't watched any of these. So we'll go ahead and we'll take some time and watch. Wow, this is a 45-minute video. All right, we're not watching the whole. Let's get into like the display. Okay, here, camera. This is always for you guys that don't know or who might be new to this channel. I'm a big camera person. It's something that I like to pay attention to. If you're new, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. If you're not new, hit it anyway. I do stream weekdays at 2 p.m. Central, so please feel free to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you know when I do stream on weekdays. Let's get into this review from Renee and get into the camera.
Level upgrade I was talking about for the non-Pro iPhones. So because of that, because of just OLEDing all the things, the biggest difference now between the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro is the camera system.
Manuel.
And yeah, I'll be doing a more in-depth camera review soon, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell so you don't miss any of it. But the gist is the iPhone 12, like the iPhone 11, has a dual camera system.
Hi,
if you're
Tiago.
coming from an iPhone 7 or 8 Plus or 10 or 10s, it's a different kind of dual camera system. Wide angle and ultra wide
Welcome,
instead
Anissa.
of wide
Welcome,
angle
welcome.
and telephoto. In other words, it quote unquote zooms out instead of zooming in. The effective 26mm wide angle, which has always been just the best camera on the iPhone, is even better now. It has a faster f1.6 aperture. So it's not like Barry Allen fast or anything, but it's still the fastest iPhone alive. And it lets it take in 27% more light. There's also a new 7-element lens system, one more element than before. So you get less noise and better sharpness as well, especially around the edges. And the optical image stabilization, or
Anissa,
OIS,
you are
can
not.
now make
I
5,000
can guarantee if you're new, you're not my biggest fan.
so it can stay open longer and steadier. For most people, this just means you'll get better photos in lower light than ever before, which is good. 120-degree ultra wide angle, which has been the weakest camera since Apple introduced it last year, is still pretty weak, at least comparatively. But what Apple can't yet beat.
Interesting. So it's still pretty weak. Maybe the Pixel 5 has an advantage here for the ultra wide cam.
With big physics, they're throwing even more big compute at, specifically computational lens correction. See, the wider the lens, the
Brian,
more the
with
distortion
the dollar
around
super
the
chat.
edges. 1 minute, ultra wide.
Thank you, Brian. Thank
Cross
you,
that
man.
line,
Thank you for
though,
the support,
and boom,
as always.
fisheye.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Apple is using the image signal processor and what I'm guessing may be some very fancy ARKit style scene intelligence to just straighten out lines and normalize faces, at least to some extent.
I haven't Fossil.
Typically, it's something that you'd pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get a special real-world architectural lens for. But here, now, it's just one more checkoff on the computational photography boxes. And it's super exciting in
To
theory.
her point,
In practice,
Carolina,
I
we've
do
talked
find
about
the
this
effect
quite a
works
while,
best if
quite a
I'm
bit.
at mid-level with my subject. Apple's also iterated their Smart HDR feature to version 3 and expanded both night mode and deep fusion to the ultra-wide camera now as well. Also,
so I've actually never watched any of Renee's videos. Is that how his name is pronounced, Renee? But it's very technical. I can already, and like, I think you guys know how I do. I'm not as technical, or I don't speak as technical. And it's hard for me to kind of like pay attention because I just want to know, like, he's going back and forth with the pictures, but I don't actually have a second here to compare. It's just like, I mean, I respect that he's able to give us his in-depth review, and I appreciate that. I'm having a hard time keeping up.
So the selfie camera on the front while they were at it. Smart HDR typically handles bright scenes, making sure skies aren't blown out or details aren't lost in the shadows. Deep fusion works best in the middle, less bright, shadowed, indoors, and the like, preserving texture and detail. Night mode just stacks brackets the crap out of low light to almost no light photos. So it can bring out the subject while minimizing blur and noise and just maintaining that dark ambient mood. In other words, the iPhone can take multiple photos so fast and round trip them through the image signal processor and compute engine so quickly that it can just figure out what the different elements are in any given scene, process them on a pixel by pixel basis, and take all the best bits from all the best frames.
That's true
and
starting,
serve you
but
up something that's far.
that's a thing that I've only watched a couple videos, but the camera doesn't really look as impressive as not that I had imagined. I knew it was going to be an improvement, but how much of an improvement is it going to be? The Pixel 5 might still have a very good chance at being the camera this year, although it doesn't have its telephoto. I'm wondering how good portrait shots are going to be versus, I don't know. The Pixel 5 still has a good chance. The Pixel 4a 5G is probably going to be, well, we know it's going to be the better overall value in terms of pricing. But yeah, I'm not seeing like anything crazy when it comes to the camera at this point. Jerome, just cancel your iPhone 12 order, save your money and time watching these videos. But I mean, I still want the phone. I still want to be able to test the 12 Pro. The same reason I bought the Pixel 5. Those are the phones I always carry. I always carry the newest iPhone and the newest Pixel. What I need to do is sell my P40 Pro Plus. I need to sell my OnePlus 6T. I need to sell my Apple Watch Series 3. Like, those are just sitting dormant right now, not doing anything. Yeah, Pratyush is saying, is it an improvement though? 11 Pro looks the same or sometimes better. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Will, settle down, Will. Will's always like, just don't buy anything, Jerome. I gotta test it out, Will. I gotta test it out. Nobody wants that Huawei. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to spend time watching the rest of this video because I just don't know if it's really like my cup of tea. Maybe if I have some time later, I'll go through it. Like, I'm sure he goes very in depth, and I'm sure it's great for a lot of people who want that kind of in depth stuff. But I'm kind of like more the like, hey, here's, yeah. Let's kind of, I mean, we're at the hour at this point, but let's take a little time. Let's figure out here. As far as like the iPhone 12, for anyone that's watched these videos and has seen it or has considered getting one, do these videos, or at least the reviews on it, has it made you want to buy an iPhone 12 over the Pixel 5? Have you decided, no, well, maybe this 12 isn't worth it. I'm just going to like keep my iPhone, whatever, or I'm going to go switch over to the Pixel 4a 5G or the Pixel 5. I don't know. Nothing seems really like stand outish so far. The only phone that I know is giving me the value right now is this phone right here, which is my Pixel 4a. Surprising. I mean, I can just keep my 11 Pro, and I'm sure most people aren't even going to know the difference when I do like camera or video. Not that I would do it that way, but like, you know, I have my Pixel 4 here, which is the least used Pixel phone I've used ever, which is a little sad, but I mean, I'm still going to get it. I'm still going to get the 12 Pro. My 12 Pro comes in on Friday. I got to go down to, I got to go pick it up at the Apple store in Chicago, and then we'll do some testing. I'll do an unboxing for you, but we've already all seen this. Sorry, I'm looking at chat. Yeah, Alyssa's saying I'm upgrading because I'm coming from the iPhone 6s Plus. I mean, fair. That's like a definitely, it's time for an upgrade. It looks like it's time for an upgrade. Terrence says it was the phone I was waiting for, but my iPhone 8 Plus replacement battery went to crap, so I just went for the iPhone 11. That's also 11 Pro is what Terrence is saying. That's also a great point. Is is the 12 or the 12 Pro that much of an upgrade, or somebody who's looking to upgrade, would you just say money buying the 11 or 11 Pro instead? Yeah, Igor says, I got discouraged, so I'll be getting the Pixel 5. Will, what are you getting? Will always talks to me and he's like, forget Google. I'm going to get the iPhone all day. And then now I'm seeing Will in the comments like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Terrence says, now I don't think I want to get it. Like I said, I only upgrade on need. Yeah, fair enough. Will says, maybe you'll get the note from Apple that says, quote, we almost took the phone out in your box. Yeah, Team Verizon says, pretty content with my 4A. I just need a good Android phone with good quality for not much money. That's a perfect definition of the Pixel 4A. Best bang for your buck for $350. Will, you're going back with the Pixel 5? Are you serious? Will is changing his mind every single day. Gboy888, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm still going to buy the Pixel 5, but going to delay buying it until the sales this holiday. You know what that's called? Gboy888? A big brain move. Good on you. Good on you. That's the best move anyone can make. Wait for the deals to come in. I mean, if you're talking about an iPhone, you're not going to get any discounts coming up, but yeah. Manuel says Pixel 5 for me. Pixel 5 for me too. And iPhone 12 Pro for me too. And then I'll eventually sell my Pixel 4 and iPhone 11 Pro and then figure out if I need the Pro Max, but maybe I don't. Ranjit, iPhone Pro, very better. Better than which one though? You saying better than the Pixel 5? We gonna fight right now? Edgar says I'll stick with the 4A. I feel like, I mean, the 4A is definitely, I've been very pleased with the 4A. I am getting a little irked here and there with the performance, just because I will occasionally switch over to my iPhone 11 Pro. And then when I use the 4A and I'm just like, it could use a little more oomph, but maybe the Pixel 5 will help me there. Fazil says, I'll buy an iPhone if they remove the notch. Yeah, that's something I've been talking about as well, is like, I was really hoping that they were going to improve on that notch, but it looks like they haven't. And I don't know when they're going to be updating that. Maybe next year, maybe. So honestly, I don't think there's much Pixel news for today. We've kind of like shot the Pixel stuff to death. I'm looking forward to the Pixel 5. I just hate that it's taking forever. It's unfortunate. It's a shame that my iPhone 12 Pro is going to be coming in before the Pixel 5, but what am I going to do? Yeah, Matt says the 4A 5G is probably the most bang for your buck. That's what I've been saying as well, but I think a lot of people are saying the 4A is still the better buy. That the 4A is still probably a better bang for your buck because you might not really be using the ultra wide, and most people aren't going to be using 5G anyway. Baron of Gray Matter says, what does the Pixel 5 do that my Pixel 3 can't? I don't care about ultra wide. So fair enough. Fair enough, man. I mean, if ultra wide is not your thing, it has everything else. Aesthetically, it might not be the same aesthetically, but like, I don't blame you. Let's kick it while it's down. Yeah. So honestly, I think that might be it for today, guys. I know it's not the most exciting like stream today, but I do appreciate everybody for stopping by. It is only Tuesday, so we're only at the beginning of the week. Tomorrow, we'll have more tech news. We'll go over some new stuff. We'll figure out more Pixel news. If you guys want to ever send me like videos or certain articles, feel free to do so at Phone Jerome. Doesn't mean I'm going to get to everything, but feel free to follow me there. You can like send me a tweet or whatever and be like, Jerome, look at this. I got this here. Let's take a look at it. I've just been very busy lately, so it's been very hard for me to keep up, but I try all. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. We'll do it all over again tomorrow. We'll have more new stuff to talk about. That's it for today. I don't know, the iPhone stuff, it wasn't, I was expecting more out of the 12 and the 12 Pro. I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed. But I don't have the phone. I mean, I could say the same thing about the Pixel 5. I'm just like, Pixel 5, but I'm still going to get it, just like the 12 Pro. Guys, we're going to talk tomorrow. Have a good one. Oh, shit. I'm already playing the outro music, and William with a $5 super chat. William, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the support. As always, thank you for showing some love. I appreciate it, man. I know I need to update the intros and outros, but yes, everybody, thank you for all the super chats today. Thank you for the new YouTube members. Thank you for being patrons. All the support, guys. It's always appreciated. We will talk tomorrow. I'm going to restart this music so it's like properly like, yeah, there we go. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.